I spent $1,000 upgrading my PC. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. We spent this money to make sure that we're giving the best possible experience to you, the viewer. So what you could do to support our channel is to smash that like button, and if you have time, go down to the comments and let me know what you think about PC gaming and if you would ever own one. First, I want to give a quick lesson on gaming PCs and the hardware it takes to run them. The first thing you will need for a gaming PC is the motherboard. Now this is the glue that holds everything together. All of the technology we'll be using will be plugged into the motherboard. The next item is the CPU. The CPU are the brains of the machine. The CPU has cores inside of it that allows the computer to multitask. An example would be gaming and streaming. The next most important item is the GPU, or the graphics card. This part of the computer drives all of the video quality. The GPU will allow us to play video games with high quality and low latency. Fun fact, Apple products such as Macs are not fitted with standard GPUs. Instead, they have their own top secret video cards, but this means they are not able to play high performance video games that would compete with console quality. Our computer is also going to need a few types of memory. The first type of memory is called RAM, which also means random access memory. This memory is a temporary storage unit for the machine. The second type of memory is SSD, or solid state drive. This memory is a storage unit that is accessible at high speeds. The SSD is most often used to store the computer's operating systems and important applications. You put your must-haves on an SSD. A hard drive is the last unit of storage that we may have. These can be internal or external, but this is basically the storage of everything else that you would use, such as pictures, videos, documents, anything else that you would store on your computer. The CPU and GPU may generate heat as they take on more tasks, so we have to fit the CPU with its own special cooler, whereas the GPU is normally fitted with a cooler already. Everything will be fitted in a case that has intake fans that will suck cold air in, and then we'll also put in an exhaust fan that'll push the hot air out, and powered with a modular power supply. Alright, now that we got that lesson out of the way, I want to introduce you to my good friend Jake, who helped me build this PC back in 2021. Can you give us a little bit of background on what you had in mind when you were building this thing?
Well, if you told me you needed a powerful system for video editing, and I looked up, I pretty much did a lot of YouTube research on what would hone that kind of capability.
I actually have the parts list from when we built the machine. If you wouldn't mind taking a look at it.
Oh yeah.
It's on. Let's take a look at what we put in this thing back in the day.
Okay, well, before we put on the 3900X, at the time it was a great workstation CPU. It would do really well with a lot of things that you need, whether it's Blender or other applications.
Multitasking?
Yeah, a lot of multitasking. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. I multitask all the time.
Yeah.
And so I've been using that CPU to the max.
We went with air cooling just because we didn't want to go with an AO, all-in-one cooler. The lifespan of those could be anywhere from 5 to 7 years depending on usage. And we wanted something that was going to get us a lot more longevity, something that's going to hold up. So we got this big beefy 2-deck heatsink with an overload of fans on there just to ensure it's cooling. The Asus Prime X570 Pro motherboard, which it's all around a great motherboard. You don't need anything that's going to be $500 to $700 unless you're going to be doing crazy amounts of stuff, MOSFETs cooling. Then
what kinds of things would push a motherboard to the limits?
A lot of overclocking.
Okay.
Overclocking would be something that would...
None of my stuff has been overclocked, by the way.
A lot of overclocking, stuff like that constantly runs an intense amount of heat to the CPU and GPU. We put 64 gigs of RAM in here. Which is, yeah.
Is that overkill?
At the time it might have been, but I mean, we were probably thinking about future-proofing at the time, so
yeah.
At the most, you probably have gotten a lot of usage out of it, especially for a workstation. You could see a lot of workstations over 100 gigs now, so it all depends on what it is. Storage, we went 2 terabyte SSD, which is beautiful to see.
Yeah. You always want a C drive that's almost already full.
And we went a 4 terabyte with the hard drive, which is probably a little low for video capacity, but I mean, still it got by.
With an external though,
Yeah.
I use external stuff to store my like work
How
stuff.
much is that? How much?
I have another four,
terabytes? Yeah. So that is a lot right there. Well, yeah, we have the 5500X. The GPU was something that we didn't initially want, but during the time as COVID, there was a lot of GPU scalping going on. And
Yeah.
we couldn't really get a hold of it.
Yeah, there was a lot of people like crypto mining, which I
Yeah.
still don't understand how that relates to GPU stuff, but a lot of demand for specifically the graphics card that we wanted for this machine.
Originally, we wanted the 3080, which was something that would have provided better results with what he wanted to accomplish overall, video editing,
The gaming part,
Yeah.
the gaming aspect. But this build has actually like made me a lot of money as well. Like the amount of money that I put into might have been like extremely shocking when we did it. It was like upwards of $2,000.
Yeah.
But like since then, directly from this computer that we've made, I've made like probably over $100,000, like between over like 3 years.
Yeah.
Doing stuff specifically on this computer.
Which is great.
Yeah, which is great. So the return on the investment on this computer was massive, and it was just like me being able to game on it was an extra
bonus.
an added bonus, yeah. But now that I actually do some gaming and I have my YouTube channel, the CPU needs to match the GPU at this point.
Yeah.
So I've had like computer crashes and issues with this particular computer, so it's time for an upgrade, I think.
Definitely.
And so, yeah.
And probably a cleaning.
Probably a bit of cleaning. We're gonna get in there and we're gonna check it out.
See a couple of things.
You can see some. Well, we'll open it up. We'll open up the glass and you can take a closer look at it. But yeah. So where does this computer rank in the builds that you've made?
This one was more than likely like the more expensive, more complex build that I've done. Is probably either 1 or 2.
1 or
that
2.
I've done. Yeah, I've done another one that was pretty pricey, but nothing as complex as with this cooler. The airflow design that we went with was solid. The only thing that we really needed to address was the cooling. Yes, we do have 2 towers, for cooling, but we wanted to make sure we had enough fans on there to keep it cool. That way we keep the actual longevity going.
Right.
And that was our main focus. So now we don't really need to change out this. The most you need to do is change out the thermal paste every once in a while, but that's way better than replacing an entire liquid cooler.
Yeah.
You buy this once and that's it.
And I'm pretty sure that cooling unit has saved me many, many times from an overheating on how much production I was putting on that CPU. If you're hearing any tippy taps, that's Archie. He's our manager. He's making sure that we're getting everything done and staying on task. So that's our guy. So basically we've kind of like established that this was a pretty complex build and that the GPU doesn't really match the system that it's in.
Correct. And that's basically for reasons for workstation purposes. Now, you have a lower end GPU. People would use this mainly for 1080p gaming at the most. I mean, they want to do a lot of workbench stuff like 3D modeling, other stuff like that, where you actually need to utilize the GPU as well as the CPU to get a good performance. I mean, it could run, essentially, it would take a very long time. As far as we're upgrading to a higher end GPU, especially getting away from an AMD GPU alone, they're not known for a lot of the workstation performances. They're more budget gaming. You pay a higher end price, not too high end, but a high end price, get good gaming performance, but you're not getting your workstation performance.
Exactly.
So going over to an NVIDIA graphics card, higher end one, that one is actually going to give you a lot of workstation performance. Something that's actually designed for a lot of, like I said, rendering, 3D modeling.
I can actually confirm that I have tried to use Blender with this AMD graphics card that we have in the system right now, and it actually just won't even recognize it as a thing that is in my computer. We are going to swap out this AMD graphics card that's outdated, old, and just not good. to be honest.
It was a good price at the time for the availability.
It was, I got a good deal on it, and it actually still holds its value. Mm-hmm. But it's for my purposes when I need to be editing and I need to be doing like potentially 3D modeling and higher end gaming. Now that I have this YouTube channel, it's not going to work. So
every time I ask somebody what they want out of a computer, it's a really important question. AMD CPUs are great, but the GPUs are not known for their workstation performance.
Right.
Although they have gotten better, it doesn't compare to the high-end NVIDIA GPUs.
Speaking of high-end NVIDIA GPUs, I actually want to give you the new GPU that we're going to install and let you react to it.
Okay. This is heavy. This is heavy. Holy crap. This is heavy. Ooh, and the presentation is gorgeous. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is very interesting on their design. They have offsetting fans to cool two different parts. So you have one fan here on this front part, and this is more than likely going to be the part you'll see the most. It'll sit in right here, and you'll see that's the presentation. This is going to generate a lot of heat.
Yeah, that's the heat sink.
And if you could tell, this is a thick boy. This is going to take at least two slots, a 2-slot baby right there.
Comes back in.
Oh yeah, and it's probably going to take a little more. This alone, you might want to get something to support it because this is heavy.
Yeah, you keep talking about the weight of it, like I don't just try and estimate how much it would be, just so the viewers can know.
I could rep this out for a while. Get a little sore bag of sweat for you.
Was it like 10, maybe?
This is almost like 5 pounds alone, man. 5, 6. I mean, probably not. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but man, this is.
It's got a lot of weight to it.
Like you could hurt somebody really bad with this. Yeah. This is assault with a deadly weapon material. This is that. That is heavy.
Have you ever messed with NVIDIA, or are you specifically AMD?
I've been in AMD. I think I've done one NVIDIA GPU, but mainly AMD.
Nothing on this line?
Nothing on this line, at least. Which wouldn't be too hard. We just have to download the appropriate drivers and software.
Right.
Once we get it installed, and we should be good from there.
Right. Okay. I want to take a look at the benchmarks of our GPU, what we're looking at, Jake. So go ahead and react to what you're seeing on that little chart there.
So right now we're going through another YouTuber's website. It's Tom's Hardware. He's accredited with a lot of tech. But one thing he normally goes over is benchmarks. And now these are average benchmarks through different PCBs. Now this is going to be for different SKUs of motherboards. Let me find it real quick. Oh yeah, right here. The 5500 XT 8GB. The RX 5500 XT 8GB. Now if you look closely right here, this is in the mid-range frames per second for 1080p alone. It's between 60 and 80, which is around 70 FPS, right around there. Now this is just for 1080p medium, not ultra, not anything else. If you're going ultra, that's more than likely going to dip down to the.
If you advance the page, it'll show the next benchmark.
Ooh, perfect. Oh, it's got the ultra on there. Excellent. So this is going to even be worse. Yeah. So 5500 XT, and that's around the 40 FPS range for ultra. That's just ultra alone. Now we're moving over to the 3080. Now in medium settings alone, we're looking at right here. It says about 170 FPS. That's yeah, that's an insane performance boost. I mean, for medium, you're literally going from 70 FPS to 100 FPS. You're looking at over 100% increase, which is ridiculous. 100 frames, but over 100% increase. Now, alone for 1080p Ultra, which is what he's utilizing for now, but he's going to be at 120 or greater.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal. Going from 40, that's a 300% increase.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh, and your life's going to change when you see anything past 60 frames. You're like, oh my god. Now we're going into higher resolution gaming. So 1440p alone, which is what I personally game at. It's a step above in clarity for 1080p, but you sacrifice a little bit of performance across all GPUs. This right here alone, I can't even find your GPU. It's so down there in the bottom.
It might not even.
It's there. It's below 40. It's closer to 20 FPS for 1440p Ultra, which is That's Sega Genesis cameras, right? That's horrible. Now, if you go for the 3080, we're going back up to here. He's going to be at least 100 frames on average per game. That's excellent. Yeah, anything north of 80 frames, 60's okay. Yeah. Anything north of 80 to 100 is excellent. Mm-hmm. I mean, there becomes a point where after 100 frames, you just don't really see it anymore. Yeah, it's super smooth regardless. It's hard to really determine what's 120, what's 165. Mm-hmm. 100 alone is very difficult. And this is just 1440p. Now, if we're going to 4K ultra frames, oh man, this is going to be bad for you. I don't even think is yours even on here? Yeah, I don't see it. Because they don't even bother. Like, why try? Why? Because it's not even feasible, you know? It can do the loading screen, and that's about it. You know? But if you go to the 3080, you're averaging at least 60 frames. 60 frames is very playable, which is what he's been playing on at 1080p for medium settings, not ultra. So this is going to be a big jump for him.
Now it's time to get to the cleaning part of this computer upgrade. And I gotta say, this is nasty. This is neglect, abuse. That's all I got. Oh my god. Jake is disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself. There was a certain point where I was like, I should clean it. You can't even see Jake through it.
There's so many holes that are still standing, but there's many that aren't.
I'm like, why is my computer overheating? There's no airflow.
Oh my god. All right, yeah.
What happens to a PC when you've had it for too long?
And you don't
care.
And they're very easy to take apart.
There was just a certain point where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video about me cleaning this thing, so this is where we're at. It is nasty. But we'll get it all cleaned up. We'll get the new GPU in. Here's the old one. How's it going?
Going well, man. This thing is just dusty. Dusty.
I got this gaming specific towel, microfiber towel there. It's like a baby towel with a
baby towel.
The Triceratops. Perfect for gaming.
It's just kind of awesome as gaming right here. Oh my lord, get this selected out. Archie chewing on a stick. You sitting.
Archie putting in the work. Get it.
We're just having to get this off. Q-tips up, attach it through. Jesus.
Bastard. All right, Jake, air out your grievances.
That is neglect. That's bad.
See, shows where the fan was.
Yeah. So that's the bracket where it comes on, and that is just so dusty. That is, and now we have to do it for 1, 2, couple more.
Almost there. The front's looking better.
Front's looking much better.
Holy. It looks so much better. Get the fans taken out. Jake, how's that dusting job?
It sucks. It's been a challenge and a half.
I'm really sorry. I really thought we were going to be able to secure a sponsorship for this stream, but they were asking too much and for not enough money. So instead, we're going to plug our own channel. And since Jake is here suffering, what you could do to not suffer is subscribe to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, hit like and share and just let people know about us. And we'll keep trying to bust out content like this.
And keep going.
Appreciate the help, Jake. You've done an amazing job. It looks so much better.
This you bet.
We're getting the CPU back in, and we took it out because
just wanted to change the thermal paste.
This thing is super delicate.
Yeah.
For those who have never seen a CPU before, can you show them the threads?
Nope. Yes.
If one of those bends, it's pretty much done.
You can bend them back, but it's not a guarantee that'll work.
It's very difficult.
See them like it.
Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! SpongeBob, careful! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!
Careful!
If I get it in and lock it in.
And we're good.
Was solid amount. Wait through. We get some main points over here.
Is it nerve-wracking with the camera behind you? No. Not even a little.
There's never wracking with you here.
It is with me.
The camera, I don't care about. It's your opinion that matters. So,
I don't have an opinion. We got the CPU cooler going back on. Gee. Too bad the motherboard was so pretty. Now we can't see it again.
right.
Time for the graphics card to go in. Moment I've been waiting for a very long time.
Here's the. Is that fast and with going in there?
It needs that much power to get to it. So that's 2 connectors.
Oh, so a lot of higher-end GPUs need 2 connectors. Mine has 2 connectors, but they don't have a special adapter for it, where it's a 2-to-1, like yours. Yours had this one, a special adapter. NVIDIA did that.
Wow. Dude, it looks so clean. Like in the chrome matches like the chrome of the CPU cooler.
Oh yeah.
Where the GPU goes. It has 3 it has 3 display ports. So you can plug in 3 monitors.
Oh yeah. Do you use a display port cable?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good. Because you will definitely need to, especially for 4K
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I would look up the rating of what it usually requires.
And think
There might be another DisplayPort cable out there that you might
it's
need.
faster or something.
Yeah. And it's way more bandwidth at no rate to go through a display image.
Admins. What do you think, Jake?
It's been a lot of work as far as dusting. Everything else is simple. Easy.
Everything else is simple.
Quick and easy.
Wow. It looks freaking sick now.
Way better.
Here's the old video card with the new computer. We might have to have a Viking funeral for this guy. He's been putting in the work all these years.
Very true.
Overworked, underpaid. I wanted to show off Jake's PC real quick.
How's this? Wow.
What graphics card is that in there, Jake?
The 7800 XT.
7800, a big AMD guy with that AIO cooler. You see that attached to the CPU. Very different from what I have. And then is that 64 gigabytes of RAM?
No, that's just 32. That's 46. That's 30. That's 46.
RGB gives you more power.
Makes you look cooler.
Makes you look a lot cool. The white is clean.
Oh yeah.
The white is super clean. Are we getting lights?
You are.
Oh, the G-force is lighting up.
Going to mess with the cables on top will work. Because they're running into the fan.
We were able to get power on the first try, which if you've ever built a PC or worked on a PC, you know how exciting this is. We were able to get to the desktop as well. Shout out Marilyn. Jake made sure that I had the proper drivers installed. and ran a little gameplay test, and then he sent me on my way. Once again, thank you to Jake for helping me put together this computer. I really love this build. It's amazing. If you guys can see in the background, it's just running all day long, doing all of the work that I could possibly ask it to do. It's an amazing upgrade. I've been using it for a while now, and we did actually have to upgrade our monitor in order to match the settings that the 3080 can output. We upgraded to the Omen gaming monitor, which is a 4K 144 hertz monitor, and sometimes the 3080 pushes past that limit. So it's a great monitor. I've really been liking it so far, and it's super high fidelity, super high quality. It's been amazing. So all in all, the total came up to about $500 for the 3080, about $400 for the monitor, and parts and labor made up the difference. So we spent about $1,000 upgrading our setup. But I gotta say, it was very, very worth it. I ran some benchmark tests, and these are at ultra 4K settings, not optimized, and the results we're getting are so much better than what we had. I am extremely, extremely happy about it. Also, real quick before I show the results, one cool thing about NVIDIA software is that they have a thing called DLSS. DLSS stands for Deep Learning Super Sampling, and basically what the card does is it takes all of the information that it's getting, all of the frames that it's able to bring in, and it uses AI to generate even more frames. So when we were supposed to be getting 4K 60 frames per second, in a lot of cases we're getting double that when we equip the DLSS. DLSS is available for a lot of modern games such as Fortnite, which is the main game that we play on this channel. Thanks guys for watching, and without further ado, here's the results.
Damn it. support weapon.